Welcome to race 3 at Children of the Mountain, and warning, headshot has just disconnected between the time that we agreed to throw the grenade and the explosion of said grenade. So one of the white intruders that you've just seen spin off to the side there was Headshot's NPC, crashing out in spectacular fashion right into the lamppost. Already then, this race has huge implications on the overall point standings, because Headshot is of course leading. Can't afford to think too much about points right now though, as we all level our heads, put on yet another squeaky clean start here at Children of the Mountain. Granted, that is much easier with a grid of 15 drivers, but it's still equally as important to hold your line and not worry about making positions up at this stage, unless of course you're gifted them, such as the one I was just gifted there by Diggs to Pop. Still, the large starting grid working wonders there. Speaking of wonders, I've recently discovered the wonders of Raiders, one of the brands of off-road tyre. If you haven't tried Raiders yet, put them on and feel the immediate difference of how they soak up bumps in the road. I don't know if it's the tyre tread, but for whatever reason, Raiders simply do not leave the ground as much as any other tyre in the game. Things getting rather intense now then, as you have to keep your head on a swivel, defending and attacking all at the same time amidst a strong field of competitive drivers here. I'll cut out the long straight on most laps because it's rather dull. However, Rozodkiv got all sorts of speed over me here, which I just haven't anticipated at all, and at this stage the move is already complete. Nothing I could do but lay victim to him squeezing me out there, but this little Polish upstart is going to regret that, because if there's one thing I cannot stand, it's being passed on track in a clean and unimpeachable fashion. Rule number 5005, thou shalt not be faster than I. As we see Rozodkiv start to pull away here. Now the pack is bunching up as we skip ahead here, and I'm about to take this corner rather horrendously, so I'm going to look to try and grab a little bit of curb and then go immediately defensive, because I knew Frinker would be right there, but as it turned out he was met with misfortune at that solid grey, I want to say bin? What even is that thing back there? Nevertheless, I'm sure you're all aware of its immovable properties, and well, that was Frinker's big crash of the day. Meanwhile, I'm hounding the back of Rozodkiv, doing my damnedest to make his life a living hell, and as I short shift my way into this avenue, he's going to try and defend me, but it's all too late, and I've got something going down the inside here. He's going to try and defend me, but he's aware of the complexion of the corner, and he's able to hold it around the outside. Now the thing is, I wasn't going for an overtake there. I was defending from Diggs to Pop there, but I wasn't going for an overtake back there. It was too risky. I just want to put Rozodkiv under all kinds of pressure at this stage, put him onto lines that he's uncomfortable with, and perhaps get me in a position where I can set myself up for the next corner. Now Rozodkiv's going to be compromised by game and Easter egg on the outside here, so I'm going to short shift my way down this street again, and look at the dive. He has no idea that I'm even there, but I've got no intention of passing him. I just want to put him under all kinds of pressure, but I've gone ahead and missed the bloody apex once again to get any kind of advantage coming out of that final turn, and now I'm going to be compromised by being stuck behind Rozodkiv once again, short shifting all the way down this straight as well as I can, and although I've got somewhat of a run, I can see that it's not going to be enough, so ultimately I decide to pull in behind him. Now there's been a massive incident with Racing Benji and Met right there, and Rozodkiv's cracked, wall hit, oh my god, where is the justice? As I lose out to Diggs to Pop, a mini temper being driven for by you cheer, and oh god, Frinker's back. Frinker's already back after his earlier mistake, so he hasn't elected to pit then, and we've just made a position from gaming Easter egg after his lag took out Rozodkiv, so some insta-karma coming into effect as Rozodkiv receives equal punishment. In fact, he's going to be punished just a little bit more as I dive down the inside for 8th position here. I'm in front of Rozodkiv and Frinker. I'm in front of Rozodkiv and Frinker. This is how it needs to stay. I don't care about anybody in front of me. I know I've got the pace with a 2:06 in practice to hold these two off. But it wasn't going to be enough, as I missed a crucial short shift going into the tunnel yet again, and Rozodkiv's managed to pull a fast one on me in the exact same place. Now I decided to try and give it more of a run around the outside this time, but with 3 consecutive corners going against me, there was absolutely nothing I could do. I hit it into a pole, and now I've lost all my momentum once again. Fortunately, Frinker wasn't able to capitalise on that, but he's going to capitalise in a very different way now as Frinker pits in. A crucial move there as Frinker pits in, realising that the state of affairs ahead of him was not one which was favourable for him, as I get all sorts of great short shifts down the main straight here, but Rozodkiv picks up that final manhole on the left, which I kept missing. Him and Frinker were taking full advantage of that, and they were both flying down the main straight. Now, Rizodkiew's going to be compromised by Yuchia here, and for whatever reason, Yuchia elects not to take the optimum line up the first hill and drops 2 positions to both of us. For some reason, he was surprised on the mic. I thought everybody knew to take the right lane there. Nevertheless, Yuchia's coming back with these tuner tyres on, but we should see the tuner tyres lose out to the off-road tyres as the bridge comes into effect, and it probably does. I seem to gain a little bit of speed there, and Yuchia had to back out of it. The hunt to catch Rizodkiew was back on then, and we both pushed on for a good few minutes here, and as you can see, we managed to catch up to the leading pack. So I decided to do a frinker and ignore the battles ahead of me and simply come to pit in. Just about managed to pick up a spanner there. Really should have practiced this pit lane a little bit more. And I stopped at about 2.7. And nevertheless, More Youngstar did give me the go-ahead at 22. So maybe I went about 0.7 early there. A little bit of an early pit stop. But the important thing is, where is Frinker? Where is Frinker? Well, I'll tell you where he's not. I'll tell you where he's not. He's not in front of me. I'm flying. I'm on fire. On to lap 6 we go now. Frinker is still behind me, and this strategy is working out perfectly. That is when the rain started to pour. Now, in theory, this should help me and Frinker because our outlaps have been done in the dry. Plus, our competitors will have to come to a complete stop, then get a load of wheel spin as they start up again if they take their pit stop while it's raining, as we see Gaming Easter Egg go in to do just that right now. So has this been a stroke of ingenious weather forecasting which could potentially catapult me and Frinker to the front of the race? I think it's a given that at this stage we're going to jump Rizodkiew. That is, unless we start to get into a battle of our own, and I wasn't too keen on Frinker breaking the aforementioned Rule 5005 down the main straight here, launching an assault down my outside into turn 1. But nevertheless, both of us are fighting for front end grip at this stage, and it's the first time we've done any of these corners in such a downpour, and you can visibly see that neither of us are comfortable with it. We're taking slightly different lines, not really sure whether to go side by side or not, unsure of how much we'd need to brake for near flat out corners such as the one we're approaching now. Nevertheless, you can see Frinker was able to adapt to this just a little bit better than I was, as he does start to pull away. I missed my curb there, and we're approaching the point now where the PS4 screws me again. The second clip randomly saved 5 minutes of footage instead of the 15 minutes that you've just been watching now. So you rather devastatingly don't get to see me crash at the apex of turn 1 just as I was lining up Frinker for a potential run up the following hill, and you don't get to see me crash twice into the fruit stands on some random straight somewhere where nobody crashes, literally nobody but only me. So unfortunately, all hopes of stinking with Frinker and jumping Rizodkiew for me were about to fly out of the window as we make this phased transition into the 32nd minute of the race. And I was completely alone in 7th place, just minding my own business, lonely in the tunnel, trying to catch up to the 2 in front of me. But it seemed like a lost cause at this stage, considering that was Rizodkiew and Met Ryan, so it was very unlikely I was going to catch them. That is, unless, of course, Met Ryan has an incident with the pole on the inside, and he was raging at this point. Ryan was raging. He's already had so many incidents. He said, "I'm not letting you pass, no matter who you are," and he just rings me to the outside of the circuit there, giving me absolutely no room whatsoever. Was he entitled to do that? Did I have half my car alongside his? Well, that's up for you. That's up to you to decide. I just let it go, to be honest, because Ryan's already ended it. Ryan's already aneurysm! Oh my god, the aneurysm has literally made me crash. That's the complete sole cause for that. And I'm 11th? I'm 11th! What lap is it? That does not say lap 13 out of 14. That does not say lap 14 out of 14. I'm 11th. I'm going down. I'm going down. I'm going to Division 2. What has happened to bring me to this stage? I was just driving along in 7th and now I'm 11th. I'm going down to Division 2. What have they done? What have you retards done? Oh, thank you so much. I survived. I survived. I am not going down to Division 2 anymore. I don't care what mistakes you... Oh, I'm done. I'm so done with this race. This was the worst race I've done so far in Children of the Mountain. Definitely a Division 2 drive in terms of consistency. A massive stroke of luck at the end there, and I somehow bring it home in 8th position. Right, let's recompose here. Sean L, back on the map, back on top, a return to form. Chris D22 in 3rd. Frinker, look at Frinker. Does anything more need to be said? But anyway, the point is, the subliminal objective of Children of the Mountain is coming into play, and that is to return these drivers back to their top form. And we see Sean L winning races once again. That's fantastic to see. What a great race it was. As Division 2 in the Vigeros gets underway, we've got Macy on pole and Headshot, who disconnected, starting from last there, just trying to scrape together any points that he can. Macy does come through in the lead then, followed by, is that G Gamer and Crow Gamer, Charles the King, Picano, Ryan is driving for Most C Wanted. Oh my god, Aishan is lagging a lot. Headshot's already made up 1 position, only 1 position on lap 1 for Headshot, as Dawson brings up the rear. Now, you would have expected Macy perhaps to run away with it, but as you can see here, that certainly wasn't the case. It felt like a Division 1 race, this Division 2 race. There was so much talent in it. We had Razodki substituting for Whitey White. We had Ryan substituting for Most C Wanted. And these are the leaders coming round to go on to the final lap then. Headshots down there in 6th perhaps, closely followed by G Gamer. Dylan is there. Dylan had a great race. You can check out the Division 2 race on Dylan's channel. He's in all positions. He's even in 1st at one point. Definitely check out Dylan's video of this race. Yeah, like I said, felt a bit like a Division 1 race with all the reserves in place. But things should return to normal next week with Division 2. On to Division 3 then, who are also driving De Classe Vigeros. Now, who do we have on pole? Evil Tunic on pole with 5 new drivers in this time. I can't remember who that was on the back there. But we don't see Evil Tunic come down for the lead. We see Oracle XR, who's going on to win the race. Who else do we have? Evil Tunic's there battling with Truskowek. Skrazor in the pink car, he's going on to finish 2nd. And the standout star of the show here, UFO driver in last there, he's going to go on to come like 4th or 5th, I can't remember exactly. Right, skipping right to the end here, this is the battle between Jim Bob Stroud and Truskowek for 5th position. So only one of these guys can go up to Division 2. The other guy is staying in Division 3. That turned out to be Jim Bob. And here's the final lap as we see Oracle XR win the race. This is the final battle between My Coming Back and Skrazor for 2nd. And I think that line taken by My Coming Back is the reason that we see that result right there. Skrazor coming in 2nd place in the end, just, you know, pipping My Coming Back to the end, to the finish line there. So, yeah, UFO driver from that last position up to 4th as well. Look out for that guy in the future. So, a great week for Children of the Mountain. Maybe not for me, but I will see you all next Sunday.